Welcome back to Buzz TV and Legacy of Leaders. I'm Jack Sears, your host. When we get together, we talk with interesting individuals, leaders of business, industry, and nonprofit on topics related to leadership. And today we're going to hit it out of the ballpark. We've got Barbara Karasek with Paradise Advertising and Marketing Inc. and Mac Holley with Heritage Capital Group, who is sponsoring today's show. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good, yeah. So the topic today is leadership, right? So organizations, individuals rise and fall on leadership. So in the concept of a business, what are the salient qualities of leadership that you look for in a CEO? Barbara?
Yep. You know, leadership is so important these days now more than ever, to lead with empathy, lead with compassion, lead with people first approach, if you will. And it's not lost on us as a CEO, you know, to set that example for the future leaders, whether it's a small business or your volunteership, you know, into the community. You lead every day. It's not a hat that you just wear every now and then. It's always on. And that's not lost on us, even in a small business, but a powerful impact that we have to the communities and the constituents that we serve every day.
Okay, great. Yeah, Mac, what's your perspective on this?
You know, Jack, I think, you know, Heritage Capital, we're in the mergers and acquisitions business. And when we go in to help a company, help somebody exit, you know, the owner's ready for an exit, we're looking at that company, and hopefully they've built a really strong infrastructure under them of strong leaders, right? Because leadership for the next level to step up is really important, important to the buyer, right? So I would tell you that having that vision, you know, painting the positive picture and being able to drive the culture, you know, continue the culture that the company's hopefully built, and just providing that sort of walk the talk leadership is what we're looking for from the outside looking in. Same in our own firm. I think, you know, we've got young leaders, we've got more mature, seasoned leaders, and they come from a little bit different perspective, which is good, refreshing, and I think generates results. But yeah, you got to have a leader that's willing to walk the talk, in my opinion, and not just talk the talk, but they've got to be there, they got to execute, building that solid culture, particularly for the younger ones to come into play.
Vision, culture, empathy, meeting people where they're at. Yeah, we hear that a lot. What are some of the, I hate to talk about negative things, but what are some of the mistakes you've seen leaders, you know, knowingly or unknowingly fall into that maybe you could help others avoid? Yeah,
you know, I think sometimes as leaders we get very siloed, if you will. It's lonely at the top. I'm sure you can relate sometimes to that. But I think it's important to always surround yourself with people that are keeping you ahead of the roadblocks, the stumbling blocks, telling you the gap analysis, telling you what you don't see, and surrounding yourself so that you're not lonely at the top. It's important to be surrounded by really smart advisors. And I honestly, I fail every day. And number one, it's okay to be vulnerable, to say, I'm not always going to get it right, even at my level. And that, to me, is also a really important lesson to show the future leaders and all of the leaders, top to bottom, in our organization or others that we want to impact daily. We're not always going to get it right, but it's how you react, how you respond, and how you continue to lead and get back up and rebuild if you have to. And there's so many lessons that can be learned through failure. And I think that failure is part of life. And great leaders will always tell you it's how you address and deal with the failures that help you be stronger the next moment, the next day.
That's being your authentic self.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
That's right.
Mac, what do you think?
Playing off what Barbara just said, matter of fact, I was at a function yesterday and the speaker was talking about leadership, and the closing thought or characteristic of a strong leader should always show hope. You have to always, because you're going to hit the bumps in the road, you're going to have things whether you control them, they're not out of your control, and you've got to, as a leader, you've got to continually pick yourself up, motivate the company, show hope. And if you don't do that, everybody just sort of spirals downward, right? You're going to play off the negativity. So I thought that was an interesting a characteristic of a leader. You've got to always be delivering and showing hope.
Great food for thought, for sure. So thinking about your leadership and your company, right? How do you make it all work? How do you find a balance? What do you do to be an authentic person?
Sure. For me, it's prioritization, time management. And I say I live in 4 silos, if you will, or 4 quadrants of in the business, on the business, for the business, and then me. Right? And it used to be a third, a third, a third. I'm like, well, there's not much left for me.
Okay.
But I think over the last couple of years, more than ever, the better I am, the better I will be able to serve others. We're in servant-led leadership roles, or at least I am. So focusing on what has to be done for the job, what has to be done for my family, and importantly for myself. And self-care and making sure that I am my best self, my best authentic self,
right,
every day allows me to have the fuel, the energy to be able to lead and get through those tough times. And I would also say that it's also very, very important to continue to solicit feedback from others. You know, we at times get very insular in how and where and how we think we're doing is maybe not how we are really doing.
Right.
And it's being open and honest to that 360-degree feedback.
Mac?
Yeah, if I could boil it down to one thing, communication is important to me. I really encourage everybody I work with, whether it's a peer or superior or somebody below me, let's talk. You know, let's get together, walk the halls. You know, if you have an issue, come see me. Don't wait till the day comes you're just fed up with everything, you're ready to walk out the door.
Right.
I mean, we need to address this early. Your thoughts are as important as my thoughts. So let's, you know, really communicate, have that comfort zone. Don't feel threatened or scared to approach a leader, a senior leader, and say, you know, I'm really struggling with this, or what about this idea? I mean, I think it gives ownership. You know, it makes people think like an owner, feel like an owner when they feel like their thoughts are being heard. So if I had to boil it down to one thing that I think we really try to push in our firm is that communication. And particularly, again, back to the younger folks versus the more seasoned execs, you know, that's how they learn, right? Share their ideas, share their perspectives. Maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong. Maybe there's an understanding that needs to happen there to dial it back. But I think communication, at the end of the day, if people feel like they're being heard, they feel comfortable.
Excellent. Listen, appreciate you folks taking time to share your leadership experience and your thoughts and ideas. You've been wonderful guests on the show. How would we find out more about your business?
Sure. Paradise Advertising and Marketing, ParadiseAdv.com is our website and our destination for all of the things that we do. We're a full-service advertising agency with staff and clients all over the United States.
Perfect.
Proudly based in Florida and home here in Jacksonville for me.
Mac, how about Heritage?
I would steer you to our website, heritagecapitalgroup.com. My bio's there, my contact information's there. Reach out to me, questions, thoughts.
Perfect. Great. Well, thanks for being on the show today. So, folks, that's it. That's the time we have today for Legacy of Leaders. If you'd like to learn more about Barbara and Mac's experiences in leadership, as well as many others who are demonstrating great legacy of leadership in this community, please visit us at iwannabuzz.com. On behalf of our sponsor, Heritage Capital Group, thanks for joining us today. This is Jack Sears, your host, wishing you a great day, stay healthy, and treat one another the way you'd like to be treated.